What's going on, guys? This is Wilson for Wilson's Gaming, and this is a vlog series, and this is week one. We are on week one of my schooling, officially. And it started officially Monday of this week. I got my book, Medical Terminology and Anatomy for Coding, and I have to learn this for 16 weeks before I move on to the CMA portion. CMAA, if you haven't seen the rest of my videos, is Certified Medical Administrative Assistant, and I can choose this, is the medical terminology first, and actually it's supposed to come with this course, I'm sorry, and learning this first and then do the schooling for the CMA right after. And so we're going to be learning medical terms. I read chapter 1 and I saw the lecture for chapter 1. That's part of my schooling. I have to watch the lecture, I have to read first chapter in the book, do the quizzes in the book, the activities in the books, and then do the activities and the quizzes online. It's an online course too, by the way. And I do have an instructor assigned to me, so there's accountability to checking my grades and my progress, and there to answer any questions I have. Been good so far, good experience so far. Like I said, I like the accountability factor. So I learned a whole lot this week, guys. I learned about the introduction to healthcare terminology, how healthcare terminology can be translated into a simple sentence like cardiac. Cardiac can be translated to pertaining to the heart. I'm sorry, pertaining to the heart. And you get these examples of the terminology term for anatomy and some pathological terms, terms like noun. You kind of learning freaking English all over again in a way. You get to learn that some suffixes of a term, well, pertain to medical instruments, will pertain to procedures and nouns and adjectives. And what I had a hard time with this program was the adjectives, because there are different suffixes like ac or al or ar or airy, eel, ick, and us. They all mean the same thing, which is pertaining to. And this book doesn't really do a good job of telling you how to apply that adjective suffix to a medical term. I guess you're supposed to do this all by ear. Like if I was to say pertaining to the heart, it will be cardiac. Okay, well that could also mean cardial, or cardiar, because the suffix at the end of that term means the same thing, means pertaining to. So that's the thing I'm having a little issue with. Um, Other than that, the book does a good job of testing what you've learned pretty much every page. So it will, like for example, it will say match the suffixes with their meanings. So it encourages you to use this book as a resource and where to find the information you need. Because if you're on the job and you don't know something right away, you can use this book as reference. It's a good reference book for on the job, you know. And so yeah. And then my next assignment after that was to search up drug words. And that was a little bit harder than intended because it's going to pull it up on my screen. You're not going to see it, but this is just for my resource here while I'm explaining this on the video. Is for drug words, they sound off the drug. They have 10 drug words. So the first drug word that they gave me was diazide. And that's how they say it. They say it as diazide. You're supposed to find the correct spelling, and you have to also, if the drug, find out if the drug is a trade name or brand name or generic. And generic terms, what the school wanted was they wanted the generic term of that drug to be lowercase. Now what threw me off was the resources that I found online some of these generic names were uppercased, and that threw me off. I'm like, okay, it's generic, but why is it uppercase? It's the school that wanted the generic name to be lowercase. So once I figured that out, I was like, okay, now we can know how to use the resources online. Now the next thing was to find the classification of the drug. And the examples the school gave to me in the format they wanted the medical term like hypertension or antipsychotic. And a lot of the resources online for the drug classification didn't have that medical term. But I didn't see in the fine print below in my syllabus that was that I could also uh, in my homework say what the drug does to treat. You know, what does the drug treat? So if I was to give an example of that, Prempro is another drug, which is a brand name. It is used for estrogen and progestin therapy. So I have to find these things out in the resources and then mail these back to my instructor, and then they would grade me. So I got 100% on that. Did good this week, and it has been a very good journey so far this week. As far as studying time goes, uh, 3 hours for the lecture, and it was about, I'm gonna say, 5 hours of work to read the first chapter, take notes and stuff. You know, I'm taking this seriously, really serious. It actually took me all day Tuesday if I can go through this book and find information out. And the day after that, um, which was Wednesday, I had gone through the activities online, did all the quick quizzes on there, and then Thursday was I did my drug words. So there's a lot of work that goes into this. I'm going to say a good 10, 15 hours this week or more. And next week I'm going to be doing chapter 2. So I'll let you all know. And this has been 7 minutes into this video. So thank you guys. I'll keep you all updated. Peace.